What's going on, man? I got arms on my agenda today, and I was playing a little bit of Battlefield yesterday, and for some reason, my right arm it kept twitching, like my tricep, like really annoying throughout the whole night. And I noticed that it was happening whenever I have my arm in this position. When you're holding the controller or when you're on your phone or whatever, it starts to fucking twitch like crazy, like little pulses, bzz, bzz, bzz. And whenever I straighten my arm, it kind of stops. I don't know what the fuck is going on with my arm, but I don't think it's something I should worry too much about. But it is definitely something abnormal, so something to keep my eye on. Maybe do a little bit of research on why it's happening. I don't know exactly why it's happening, but it can't be good, right? It can't be too good for for your muscles to be twitching. So I'm gonna keep that in mind for my arm day today because I don't want to go in there and, well, even without the twitch, if I hadn't noticed that this arm day today, it wouldn't be a very heavy arm day for me. It would be more like my back day yesterday, where I'm kind of just going through the motions, not really in the sense that I'm bullshitting in there. Like, I'm not just moving around, doing some, I wouldn't say calisthenics, because calisthenics have a science behind it. It's not easy either. But I'm kind of just, doing lightweight and getting my muscles used to that same, not the same, but, just the motions of my workouts. Stretching, having a load while being stretched, all that stuff, dude. I know it sounds like so normal, like you don't even think about it when you're working out, but what am I trying to say? All that stuff, dude, as minor or as, yeah, as small as it may seem, it all adds up to you having a good workout. Because if one of those things, let's say, if your forearm, for whatever reason, when it's stretched, when you have a dumbbell hanging, right, you're about to do standing dumbbell curls, when you have your arm stretched with that 40-pound dumbbell, with that, in my case, a 65-pound dumbbell, dude, that's not just, oh, it's nothing, I can do this all day. Your arm being stretched with that weight at the bottom, that is creating tension in here. And if you're not warmed up properly, if you're not, well, in my case, if you're not healthy, if you're, coming back from an injury, then you gotta be conscious, and you gotta be able to go a little bit lighter in weight, because if not, dude, you're just gonna re-injure that thing quickly, and you're gonna be stuck in this cycle of, damn, dude, I was starting to feel better, like I could tell my forearm was in a way better shape than it was a couple weeks ago, but I decided to, you know what, since I feel good, I'm just gonna throw around the same weight I was doing pre-injury. And that's not smart, dude. That is setting yourself up for failure. Yeah, 100%. So somebody in the comments was saying that, some of the best advice is taking it slow when you're coming back from an injury, not rushing back into whatever weight you were doing pre-injury, even if it's a little bit of an ego check, right? Because nobody wants to do lightweight. If you're a serious lifter, I know where you stand on this. You will always want to be, in a perfect world, going up in your lifts, in your workouts, right? In your PRs, all that good stuff. You always want to be going up. You never want to be stagnant. You never want to be going down, especially on a bulk. So, but dude, things happen. You got to deal with what's in front of you. If you're not 100% healthy, guess what? That's just your situation. You're not going to be able to move around crazy amounts of weight. So take it easy, dude. Take it easy for a couple weeks. Still do your cardio, do all the other stuff that has nothing to do with your injury. Like legs have nothing to do with my forearms, calves, well, what else? Abs, cardio, cardio. Um, to a degree, chest also has nothing to do with my forearms. At least I haven't. I've noticed that I can do a good chest day without feeling my forearms, which is a good thing, right? Back is one of those that I can't really. I couldn't do a good back day when my forearm was, at its worst, and I couldn't do arms, obviously, especially biceps. But yeah, you can still work out though. You can still do other things. So yeah. Anyways, somebody was asking me what my split looked like in the past. Well, the actual question was, how much has your split changed over the years? And it hasn't changed that much, honestly. Not a lot. When I started working out about 2 years ago, like seriously, like not skipping, I want to say more than 3 days on end, like going at least on the weeks, right? On the weekdays. I used to take the weekends off. Then my lift, I mean my split, my first split, it looked very similar to what it looks like right now. Just a couple things changed. So I did back and buys same day, and at the end I would always do abs. I would do a 30-minute session of abs. I don't know if it was 30 minutes, but I used to do abs at the end. And I used to do it after every single lift. So let's say I did back and buys one day, I did chest and tries the next day. I would do abs also at the end. So I was on like a 5 month, I want to say like 5 month spree where I would do abs after every single lift. And I never saw any fucking results from that, dude. Honestly, because I don't have fucking abs. But yeah, that was kind of like my split, and I would do legs on another day. Uh, I don't really remember exactly what my split was, dude, but it was something along those lines. I know I tried it out for one day. I did chest and back, and I never did it again because I was like, holy shit, that is a lot. Because back then I used to do a lot of whatchamacallums sets. It wasn't a 8 set kind of workout like the ones I do now. Well, I don't even do 8 sets nowadays even, because if I do, let's say today arm day, if I'm gonna do buys, I'm gonna do 8 sets, and for tries I'll do 8 sets also. So I guess I'm doing more than 8 sets right now too. But back then I would do way more sets, I think. Like if I had a, let me just think, if I had arm day, I would do, what would I do? Let's say for tries, I used to do a lot of the overhead cable extensions. I would probably do about 4 to 5 sets right there. And then I'd move on to something else, like push downs. And I would probably do 5 sets there too. Like I don't remember exactly how many sets I would do, but I think it was around that 5 set mark. And I don't think I'd stop right there. I think I'd do a couple more exercises with that same set range. So about 5 sets. And for reps, I wasn't, let me think. I wasn't doing the heaviest weight, obviously, because I was just starting out. But at the time, I think I was doing about as much weight as I could. Probably going a little bit lighter, just because, I think this is my heaviest weight. I think this is the heaviest weight I can handle. And at the moment, you might think that's the case, but in reality, you might be able to go a little bit heavier, right? Because you're a beginner, so it's hard for you to tell. And that was the case for me for a long time. So, but I watched a couple Sam Sulek videos like 4 months, 5 months into my gym journey, and I got the itch to bulk. And after that, dude, I just copied what Sam did. I would watch his videos every day. If he was hitting back, I was hitting back. If he was hitting arms, I was hitting arms, and I would do the exact same workout. Well, at least I would try, because sometimes some machines, some attachments are not available. So you do what you can. But dude, for a long time, I would watch Sam Sulek's videos and I would just copy everything he did for a long, long time. I'm talking, I still do it today, honestly. I don't watch his videos as much as I did when I was starting, but I still fucking check in every now and then and be like, you know what, that's a good idea. I should maybe try and do that. Or whenever I don't know what the fuck to do, when I'm at home just thinking, oh shit, I got legs tomorrow. Maybe it's a good idea to go and see what Sam Sulek did for legs, whenever he did, and kind of try to imitate that. But yeah, I want to say like 5 months into maybe even less, into my working out journey, I was already doing the arms on one day, legs on another, chest and back on repeat. I was already on that split for, yeah. So I want to say more than a year and a half doing the same split. And well, let me be honest. When I started doing this, I used to do my cardio 30 minutes every day before my main lift. I used to go to the gym 30 minutes, not 30 minutes, like a couple hours before my actual lift. And I would do my 30 minutes of cardio, go back home, eat whatever I had to do, and come back to the gym and do my actual lift. But then I stopped when I finished classes for that semester. I think it was like Christmas break, that around that time of the year. And I remember I stopped working out for like 2 weeks because honestly, I was playing GTA Online and I got consumed in the grind. If you know anything about GTA Online, it is a grind when you actually get into it. So I was consumed, dude, and I stopped working out for like 2 weeks. And that's the most I've stopped working out in this whole 2 years. But what was my point? What was my point? I don't know. Basically, I was trying to tell you that, I've been doing the same split for a long time, long, long time. Oh, and accessory muscle groups. So shoulders, abs, calves. I was a bit of a, whatchamacallit, let's just keep it a buck. I was a bit of a bitch because I would be like, I don't feel like doing abs today. I don't feel like doing calves. I'm too tired. And that would be my mentality. And that's how I would, skip on accessory muscle groups. But as of lately, I've been able to defeat that bitch inside of me. And every 3 days, I go on a 3-day little bender after my main workout. I'll do, let's say today, I'll do arms. I'll do arms, and right after, I'll check out my pump. I'll record it, and I'll do, let me think, abs or rear delts. And I'll do 8 sets of that, 8 or 6, however many I feel like doing. And after that, I'll do my 30 minutes of cardio. And I was saying, okay, I'll do 3 days like that. So obviously not 3 days straight of abs, but let's say yesterday I did calves. Today I'll do abs. Tomorrow I'll do rear delts. And let me think. Oh, forearms. I haven't been doing forearms because of my injury. But if I was healthy, I would do so for every 4 days, right? Every 4 days, I have to do either arms, legs, back, chest. I would do either calves, abs, forearms, or delts. So I would just do that on repeat. And I've been doing that for the last couple months. So that's really how my split looks. And yeah, I mean, not much else to say, dude. Not much else to say. I haven't been able to do forearms, obviously, because I want to let them heal up properly. So, anyways, dude, I'm here. It's time to go inside and go through my little pussy workout. My little lightweight workout. Yeah, it's not a pussy workout, dude. At least I'm in here, right? At least I'm going through the process of rehabilitating my forearms, you know. Yeah, it's a process, dude. I know it looks like a pussy workout from the outside, going light and weight, not doing as many reps as you want, but it's a necessity. So, I have no issue with that. I'll see you in there. I forgot to turn my mic on, so I'm going a little bit cold, so let me just go through this. Okay. So, arm days, back days, anything that has to do with my forearms, I'm gonna be going a little bit lighter in weight these next couple, whenever I have to hit them. So, a couple weeks. And honestly, dude, it's the smart thing to do in my position because your forearms really, whenever you do biceps, they're really in a very compromised position. Like they're stretched, right? So if you have any kind of tweak, it's it can be re-aggravated easily, like more easily when you're doing biceps or when you're doing back, like pull downs, right? Anything that makes you put stress on your forearms, it can lead to, re-injury, which is not something I'm going for right now. So, lighter weight for the foreseeable future is it's what's on my agenda. So, it is what it is, dude. That was my second set, so I think I want to do some kind of push down now. Yeah. Say what you want about this weight, but that burned. And I know the burn isn't everything, but I mean, it makes me think I'm doing something right, even if I'm going a little bit lighter in weight. So I think at least one more, maybe more. We'll see. Now the question is, how do I know when to call my set? Is it at 20 reps? Is it before that? What am I really looking for? Because typically, I know what failure is, right? It's when I can't do one more. It's when it physically won't move, right? Where I want to give it one more, but I really can't. So, what is my new failure? How do I determine that? It's very, very subjective. But what I'm really going off right now is the burn I'm getting. So, at about the 20th rep, um, don't get me wrong, I'm getting tired. Like my tricep is getting tired, but I'm also feeling a very, very sharp burn, right? Very distinguished burn. And a lot of people will tell you, yeah, you're going lighter in weight, so your acids are building up in your fucking muscle, and that's what you're feeling. It's not necessarily that you're tiring your muscle. Well, I don't know what the actual science is behind it, but dude, if it fucking burns, then I think I'm doing something right. And if I feel a little bit tired, then I know I'm doing something right too, right? So, and at about that 20th rep, dude, if you're going at least semi heavy, you should be good, right? You should be able to call it. So, that's that's the first thing, dude. If I start to feel that burn, I know I'm getting close to that end point. So maybe like 5 more reps, 6 maybe. Not more than that. It just depends on how tired your muscle gets, because you're gonna get to a point where you're gonna start doing some partials, which I'm not trying to get to that point. I don't think I'll benefit from any partials right now. So yeah, I think about the 20th rep is my end point right now. Not because I want it to be, but just that's just the way it plays out with this weight, with my situation. All right. Yeah. I'm not too worried about my forearm when I do triceps, just because I don't feel it activating as much. So maybe it wouldn't be so crazy for me to load up a little bit more weight. But honestly, dude, I haven't done these kind of high rep, low weight sets in a long time, specifically for tris. And don't count them off, because I'm getting a good pump, right? Like I can feel my tris are pumping up. A lot of blood is going into my tris right now. And that's exactly what I want. So I'm gonna keep the weight about the same, but if I were to go a little bit heavier, I don't think I'll be doing too much wrong, right? I don't think it would be a crazy play. Now for buys, completely different story. Dude, if you've never tried a set like this, just, if you've never tried a light set, high reps, squeezing at the bottom, controlling the whole motion, you got to try it out, because I think you're missing out, dude. I think you're missing out. Getting to that point where doing one more controlled rep is impossible or just hurts like a lot, and then going straight to faster paced reps. It's not a superset, but it's a good combination. It's a good combination. I really recommend it. It's a good way to really squeeze out whatever the fuck you have in that muscle. So, yeah, give it a shot. 50 pounds. Oh. I think I can go a little bit heavier. Not too much, but a little bit heavier. 57 and a half. Should do me good. Yeah, kind of tricky bringing it back down. Anyways, what else will I do? What else will I do? I'll figure it out. All right. Yeah, my triceps are cooked. Honestly, they're pretty pumped. Honestly, I can feel it. So, let me get started with bicep. Yeah. That was 35 pounds. That is 30 pounds less than I was doing when I was healthy. It's a it's a sad thing, ain't it? It's my reality, dude. It's my reality. I gotta recover. I gotta rehabilitate this forearm, and I'm not gonna do that by going fucking crazy heavy, right? And I could still, honestly, whenever I pick these up and I do them, whenever I start actually getting into my set, I can tell my forearm is under a little bit of tension, like noticeable tension. Obviously, because I got the fucking weights hanging, right? And I'm glad that I can still go through my set even with that tension, because there was a point a couple weeks ago that if I felt just a little bit of tension, it would hurt so bad. It would hurt so bad, and I wouldn't be able to do this. So at least this is progress, right? So a couple more arm days like this, just getting back in the getting the hang of it again, right? Getting my muscles used to that work. Couple more arm days like that and I'll be back to normal in no time. So I'll do one more set like that at least. I think at least one more, maybe two. Dude, I know I'm cutting my weight in half the weight I could typically do, but I'm still fucking burning the hell out of my biceps. And I know I'm not reaching the point where I could physically not do one more rep. But like I already told you a million times during this workout, that's not what I'm going for. And the fact that I can get a good burn, and I know I'm working towards a good pump, maybe not the craziest pump ever, but a decent pump nonetheless, then that makes me happy because I know I'm not just bullshitting in here. I know I'm working on recovering and still, getting a good pump. So it's all good with me. So I was 5 pounds lighter, 30-pound dumbbells, and I think I found my sweet spot because I felt that way more in my sorry. I felt that way more in my biceps rather than my forearm. So perfect, dude. That's what I'm trying to aim for. Just as minimal amount of tension in my forearm and as much bicep activation as I can get. So I think I'm gonna thug it out with this weight until it starts to feel, more in my forearm. Then I'll probably go down in weight. That's good. All right, so I think one more set, and that'll be it. So, and like I said yesterday, I don't need to rest as much in between my sets because look at the fucking weight, dude. It's it's pretty much baby weight. So, don't get me wrong, I'm still doing something, right? I'm still working towards rehabilitation. So, with that in mind, I won't rush it. I was thinking maybe give myself like 30 seconds and get back to my set, but I'll take a minute. No need to rush. I'm in no rush today. It wouldn't benefit me either, dude, to rush my sets. Maybe, cutting into my recovery time and possibly opening the window for re-injury. Yeah, that wouldn't be smart. So I'm gonna take it as slow as I need to because it's in my best interest. So, eh, yeah. I really don't want to get up and stop the video though, so I guess you're just gonna have to sit here and wait with me. Honestly, dude, I'm pretty bored. I'm pretty fucking bored. Usually my arm days are, I don't want to say boring, but they do get a little bit repetitive, going up and down, down and up, biceps, triceps. It's basically what you're doing. Um, but the fun part is going heavy and pushing myself to failure. That's what's really fun for me. So the fact that I can't do it anymore is what's really bumming me out. But I'm not too depressed about it, right? I'm not gonna go and slit my wrist over it or anything like that. Let me just fucking finish up this so I can go and check out this mini pump I got going on. that's it. Let me go see what this pump is looking like.